Speak when I say. And another minute. Watch your pacing. Make sure you have evidence labeled for both 1 and 2. Give Joshua a good job going back. Yep, this is good. I'm going to take the phone. Good night with curiosity. Good job. Last 10 seconds, make your choices. Camera. Alright, go ahead. Stop where you are. Anytime this buzzer goes off in your eyes, your hands immediately go down. They go down. Did they go down? Alright, so to the person next to you, there you go. Number 1, which of the following is the best substitute for the word menacingly? Everyone say menacingly. Menacingly. Kind of a tricky word. It should be boxed here. The correct answer, clap for your response. Here we go. A. Good. B. C. Good. Not even words go on. The correct answer is B. There is a key word here that should stand out to you. Tell your times. Just look. That should stand out to you in order to know why it is menacingly means threatening. What is that key word? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. No, Joshua. Josh G. Why? You're absolutely correct. Hold on, Josh G. Track it. What is that word? Say it. Everyone say it. Loom. Yes. When something is looming back up front, there's almost like this eerie feeling in the air. When clouds are looming and it's dark. Awesome job. Precise language, Josh G. Looms would be that key word to get that response. Hi. Hi. Okay. All right, number 2. Here we go. A. B. Curves, but no. C. D. Correct answer here is C. The correct answer here is C. I really want the evidence to support it. Josh McMillan, thank you for your zest. Go ahead. Track your pages.
It says, method drivers of cold bags warfare to hide dramatic tension and expose the calculated magic of single monstrous assault.
Awesome. Yep. Precise language. Awesome job nailing that evidence right there. Great job, Josh. Put this score on the back and switch with your partner. Great change. You got 2 out of 2. Alright. You guys have the high percentage so far. Sean and y'all. I'll make sure you get achievement for the 2 out of 2. Alright, turn the page. And the aim is at the top. Loud and proud. Jakaya. Thank you, Zach. Go ahead. Dog. Pause. Hold on. We're not all there. I want to make sure we're there. Alright, go ahead, sweetie.
Scholars will be able to effectively respond to the question how would the rainforest adequate to while hunting in the island affect the way he judges the situation in which he finds himself.
Guys, a lot's going on here. I see Patrice like, not really sure. There's a lot. But really quickly, whenever we see an aim effectively respond to, you know that this is your exit ticket. This is the question that you need to be able to answer. Pick up your pens right now, and I want you to go ahead. This name is Bransford. Everyone say it? Bransford. Raheem, I already warned you. That's one, sweetie. I appreciate your zest. Make sure you say it professionally. Bransford. Say it? Bransford. Much better. And he's the protagonist. The what? Awesome. Okay, in order to answer this aim, I want you to write down See if you can come up with three things that you need to know in order to master this. Go ahead. Take 1 minute on your own. If you can get more than 3, you're impressive. What are the things that you need to know? What do you need to know to master this aim? Write those in that box. Get more specific. Don't just say who. Yes, yes, good, Isaiah. Beautiful, beautiful. Kim already is working on her 3rd. Awesome job, Kim. Beautiful. Keep going. Buzzer goes off, pens go down, pens go. And they go down there. What is something that you need to know in order to master this aim? Junior, go, Chapman.
I put the cause and effect.
Of what? Be more specific for me. You're on to something.
Because of his attitude, why do you actually affect his attitude, the effect of it? How would it affect the way he sees the situation himself?
Who would make that a little more concise? You have it. You're right, but more concise. Cameron, try. Courage, thank you.
I said the cause and effect to, well, I didn't write it because I didn't have any answer to here.
Okay. Here, hold on. I'm going to say cause of his attitude.
Yeah.
Why he feels that way. So just break it up into cause of his
Attitude.
why he feels that way. Good. Get those on your page. Now he had one. What is the situation that he's in? We don't know. You need to know that. Awesome job nailing that, Naki. And I saw this too. Super important because the word island is in your aim because he's done, Cam. You need to know, and Isaiah had this awesome job. What is the setting? Something going on with an island. Yes, ma'am? You have one more? Alright, I'll let you go quickly. Pause. I don't know, what done with Jack Haley, go ahead.
I said that you need to know the tone of the character about hunting in the island and
Instead of tone, I'm going to pause you a second, his attitude. But in order to understand his attitude, Caleb, you're on something with that, what do we need to look at? How do we analyze tone?
his perception of the situation.
Beautiful word, perception. Of course, that's what we need. Precise language for perception. Word choice. Word choice, word choice, word choice. Some people are speaking, really picking up on those things. Okay. You have the most dangerous game in front of you, or your partner does. So go ahead and make sure you have it. This is our last week of Unit 1, which means it's our last week of short stories. This is short, but we're going to read over 3 days, so don't be intimidated by that. We're reading over 3 days. Okay, we're going to jump on into the text, so go ahead. As we're reading, make sure you're annotating for those questions we just went over. That is setting you up for success. Samuel, start reading, please.
Off there, to the right, somewhere is a large island, said Whitney. It's rather mysterious. It's rather a mystery. What island is it? Ramsford asked. The old charts call it Ship Trap Island, Whitney replied. A suggested name, isn't it? A suggested name, isn't it? Sailors have a curious dread of the place. I don't know why. Some superstitions?
Can't see it, Mark answered, trying to peer through the dank, tropical night that was palpable, as it pressed its thick, warm blackness in upon the yacht. You've good eyes, said Whitney with a laugh. And I've seen you pick off a moose moving in the brown fall bush at 400 yards. But even you can't see 4 miles or so through a moonless Caribbean night. Not 4 yards, admitted Ransford. Ugh! It's like moist, black velvet. 3 3 words I want you to jot down describe the setting where they currently are. 3 words. If I say your name, you will tell me 1 word that you wrote. You have 9, 8. 3 words to describe the setting. 7, 6. That's 1. I see what you're doing there. How much more? 3, 2, 1, and 0. Not key. Say 1. Now Caribbean Islands, their Caribbean Sea is where they are. You should definitely have that down. What else did you have down for me? Terry Times. Nope. Okay, you're describing the setting. I would have jumped to the present. It's not absolutely correct. Also for the setting, go ahead, Shayna. Tropical. Go.
Isolated.
Why?
Because they see the only thing they see is the island going away.
And what are they on?
They got it.
Everyone, they're on a
Yacht.
and they're talking about this island. That they're on the yacht. I needed that, the yacht. Thank you. Any more? Good. Is it night or day? Call it.
Night.
Can they see clearly? Yes or no?
Yes.
No. It is so dark. Keep that in mind. Okay, back in text. It will be light enough in Rio, promised Whitney. We should make it in a few days. I hope the Jaguar guns have come from Kirby's. We should have some good hunting up the Amazon. Great sport hunting. Eyes real quick, I want to fill you in. Both Ransford, and Whitney are hunters. And they're going on a trip to go hunt some animals. Go tell me if you think hunting is a fair sport. You think hunting's a fair sport? Some of you do. Raise your hand if you're like, I don't really know. You may form this opinion by the end of this story. From the South, hunting is very common. Hunting season. It's very common to have animals up on walls in people's homes. Get that out of your mouth. Back in text. The best sport in the world, agreed Ransford. Nigel.
For the hunting, I meant Whitney, not for the Jaguar. Don't talk rot, Whitney. You're a big game hunter, not philosopher. Who cares about how a Jaguar feels? Perhaps the Jaguar does. Bah! They have no understanding. Even so, I rather think they understand one thing. Fear. The fear of pain. And the fear of death.
Beautiful. Professionalism. Give me your eyes real quick. Check for understanding. Write down 1 word to describe Whitney. 7 seconds. Describe her in 1 word. Use that evidence to support it. You have 6, 5, 4. Good. Find that text. Save that to me. That was super quick. 3, 2, 1, and 0. Terry Times? It's not choice if you agree. She said she's very caring. I totally agree. The text to support that. Give me the text to support it. Do you have it on?
It says, perhaps.
Pause. You can track your pages and find this and note it. Pen's in that hand. Thank you, Isaiah. Go.
So perhaps the Jaguar does, observed Whitney. Perhaps the Jaguar does.
Beautiful. She's carrying out those Jaguars' feelings. Precise language, good. Kyrie. Achievement, Diabion. Questions? Go ahead. Travis, get off in the middle.
I actually disagree because caring, what she said?
Caring.
Oh, caring. That's like a too strong of a word because if he's hunting, then he obviously doesn't care. But he's thinking about it.
Maybe. Okay. I like that this is sparking some other people have opinions. We're going to read more and get to know these characters more. Because I think that these characters are actually super different. Hands down, we are picking up with your pages of nonsense. Laugh, transfer. This hot weather is making you soft.
Whitney. Be a realist. The words live with 2 classes. The hunters and the hunters. Luckily, you and I are hunters. Do you think we passed the island yet? I can't tell the dog. I hope so. Wow. I think so. The place of reputation. A bad one. Cannibals? Suggest a range force.
Hardly. Even cannibals wouldn't live in such a godforsaken place. But it's gotten into sailor lore somehow. Didn't you notice that the crew's nerves seemed a bit jumpy today? Tatum.
They were a bit strange, now you mention it. Even Captain Nelson. Yes, even that tough-minded old flea who would go up to the devil himself and ask him for a light. Those fishy blue eyes were the look I never saw there before. All I could get out of him was this place, an evil name among seafaring men, sir. Then he said to me, very gravely, don't we feel anything? As if the air about us was actually poisonous. Now you must laugh when I tell you this. I did feel something like a sudden chill. There was no breeze. The sea was as flat as a slate glass window. We were drawing near the island. What I felt was a mental chill, a sort of sudden dread.
Beautiful reading professionalism can match that pickup.
There was no breeze. The sea was as flat as a plate glass window. We were drawing near the island bed. What I felt was a mental chill, a sort of sudden dread. Poor imagination said.
Now, the word's pure.
Pure of imagination said Ransford. One superstitious sailor can't taint the whole ship's company with despair. Maybe, but sometimes I think sailors have an extra sense that tells them when they are in danger. Sometimes I think evil is a tangible thing with wavelength, just as sound and light have. An evil place can so to speak, broadcast vibrations of evil. Anyhow, I'm glad we're getting out of this joint. Well, I think I'll turn in now.
Shayna.
I'm not sleepy, Sir Ransford. I'm going to smoke another pipe up on the after deck. Good night, then, Ransford. See you at breakfast. Right, good night, Whitney. There was no sign in the night as Ransford sat there but the muffled throb of the engine that drove the yacht swiftly through the darkness and the swish and ripple of the wash of the propellers. Ransford, reclining in a steamer chair, indulgently puffed on his favorite briar. The senior's dronesiness of the night was on him. It's so dark, he thought, that I could sleep without closing my eyes. The night would be my eyelid.
Pause. You have TDQ number 1. Grab that and put it in front of you. It says, what does Ransford's attitude about cunning reveal about his character? Give him a trait to describe him. You have a minute to complete that. You should definitely have the first part of your sentence down. Destiny, I love your urgency today, professionalism. Awesome job. Take 10 more seconds and finish that up. You have 3, 2, 1, and 0. Savion, go ahead.
I think Ransford attitude towards hunting reveals that he is ruthless because he doesn't even care about the animal that he killed.
Ruthless. I like that. Precise language. I saw apathetic on a lot. That works too. You can co-sign Joshua, go ahead.
Passionate. I said it's passionate.
Passionate about what?
Killing.
Hunting?
Killing.
Just killing. What I want you to do, passionate about that works. It's about killing and hunting, but keep in mind, not about the animals. Don't confuse the two. I'm gonna give you 1 second. Write down in this blank the word arrogant. Junior, the word, everyone say it.
Arrogant.
Good. Write that in that blank and then go ahead and answer that question. Arrogant means he's kind of cocky. Which one of these shows that he is? Enter down in 4. Circle your choice. 3, 2. Veronica, that's one. Put it on your hand. 1 and 0. Pens are down. You're gonna copy your response. A, B. Good. Now moving on. Correct answer is indeed B. When it says they, he's talking here about animals. That's showing that he's very arrogant. He doesn't really care. 1 second. Back in text. Awesome job giving that right. Good job. Go ahead. Say your gun. Begin reading for me. Okay. Hold on, I lost the rear too. So it's okay.
Except the next page.
An abrupt sound.
The next page, right?
Mine's a little bit different. Ransford reclining. Here we go. Ransford reclining in a steamer chair. Diabion, go ahead.
And dauntingly puffed on his favorite beard. The sinuous drowsiness of the night was on him. It's so dark, he thought, that I could sleep without closing my eyes. The night would be my eyelids. And an abrupt sound startled him. Off to the right he heard it, and his ears, expert in such matters, could not be mistaken. Again he heard the sound, and again, somewhere, off in the blackness, someone had fired a gun 3 times. Ransford sprung up and moved quickly to the rail. Mystified, he strained his eyes in the direction from which the reports had come, but it was like trying to see through a blanket. He leaped upon the rail and balanced himself there. To get greater elevation,
Awesome reading, Diabion. That's that. Take your time.
He leaped upon the rail and bounced himself there to get greater elevation. His pipe striking a rope was knocked from his mouth. He lunged for it. A short, hoarse cry came from his lips as he realized he had reached too far and had lost his balance. The cry was pinched off short as the blood-warm water of the Caribbean Sea rolled over his head.
Pause. Okay. Alright, real quick. So some of you are zombies who really maybe not understand what's going on in the story. I know, Junior, that you did. What just happened, Junior? Tracking? What just happened in the story?
He was trying to see, what was that sound that he heard? Trying to see over the blackness.
Isaiah? I just want to put that down that now. Yeah, and what happened?
And
That's only halfway there.
I think somebody,
Nope. I thought you already said I heard you laughing.
I'm with him.
Don't even push me there. Diabion, go ahead.
He heard 3 sounds, 3 gunshots, and then we got on the rail. His pipe fell, and he came over it, and he rolled down the road.
Yes, he fell in the water. Remember, it's dark. It's at night. His chances of being saved are probably very slim. Back in text. He struggled up to the surface and tried to cry out, but the wash from the speeding yacht slapped him in the face, and the salt water in his open mouth made him gag and strangled. Desperately, he struck out with strong strokes after the receding lights of the yacht, but he stopped before he had swum 50 feet. A certain cool-headedness had come to him. It was not the first time he had been in a tight place. There was a chance that his cries could be heard by someone aboard the yacht, but that chance was slender, and grew more slender as the yacht raced on. He wrestled himself out of his clothes and shouted with all his power. The lights of the yacht became faint, and ever-vanishing fireflies. Then they were blotted out entirely by the night. Shania.
Ransford remembered the shots. They had come from the right and dodging east wind. In that direction, Amy was slow, deliberate strokes. seemingly endless time he fought the sea. He knew count his strokes. He could do possibly 100 more and then Ransford heard a sound. It came out of the darkness, a high screaming sound, the sound of an animal in extremely
Extremity.
and in an extremity of anguish and terror.
Awesome. Kaylee, pick up.
He did not recognize the animal that made the sound. He did not try to. With fresh vitality, he swam toward the sound. He heard it again. Then it was cut short by another noise. Crisp, staccato, pistol shot by the dancer. Turn on. 10 minutes of united effort brought another sound to his ear. The most welcome he had ever heard. The muttering and growling of the sea breaking a rocky shore. He was almost on the rocks before he saw them. On a night was calm, he would have been shattered against them. With his remaining strength, he dragged himself from the swirling waters. Jagged crags appeared to jet up into the opaqueness. He forced himself upward,
Grasping his hands, raw, he reached a flat place at the top. Dense jungle came down to the very edge of the cliffs. What perils that tangle of trees and underbrush might hold for him did not concern Ransford just then. Perils mean danger, which means what? Danger. Good, note that if you don't know it. All he knew was that he was safe from his enemy, the sea. And the utter weariness was on him. He flung himself down at the jungle edge and tumbled headlong into the deepest sleep of his life. Where is he right now, Veronica? What's the name of that island, Veronica?
Ship Trap Island.
Mm-hmm. And keep in mind all these superstitions about that island. Back in text, pick up from Ibrahim when.
When he opened his eyes, he knew from the position of the sun that it was late in the afternoon. Sun had given him new vigor. A sharp hunger was picking at him. He looked about him almost cheerfully. Where there are pistol shots, there are men. And where there are men, there is food, he thought. But the kind of men he wandered in so forbidding the place, an unbroken front of snarls and rag, jungle fringe, the shore.
Awesome, Junior. Junior, coming back to you. That's one Caprice, go.
He saw no sign of a trail through the closely knit web of leaves and trees. It was easy to go along the shore, and Ransford floundered along by the water. Not far from where he landed, he stopped. Some wounded thing, by the evidence, a large animal, had thrashed about in the underwood. The jungle leaves were crushed down and the moss was lacerated. One patch of leaves were stained crimson. A small glittering object not far away from Ransford's eyes caught Ransford's eyes and he picked it up. It was an empty carriage.
Box stained crimson on your pages. That's descriptive language for what? Box it and then write it. You got 5, 4, boxes there, pieces there. 3. Stained crimson, what does that mean? 2, hand up if you know. 1. And 0. Destiny? Everyone say it? But the animal, whatever it may be, is not there. But clearly this animal, or whatever it may be, was shot. But he thinks he's kind of cheerful because it means humans are there. And he'll be able to get food. Back in text. Keep going, Caprice.
A 22, he remarked. That's odd. It must have been a fairly large animal too. The hunter had his nerve with him to tackle it with a light gun. It's clear that the brute put up a fight. I suppose the first 3 shots I heard was when the hunter flushed his quarry and wounded it. The last shot was when he trailed it here and finished it.
Awesome, Junior.
He examined the ground closely and found where he had hoped to find the print of hunting boots. They pointed along the cliff in the direction he had been going. Eagerly, he hurried along down slipping on a rotten block or loose stone, but making headway. Night was beginning to settle down on the island. Blue darkness was blacking out the sea and tumbling great flames toward sighted the lights. He came upon them as he turned the crook in the coastline, and his first thought was that he had come upon a village, for there were many lights. But as he forged along, he saw to his great astonishment that all of the lights were lit in one building, a lofty structure with pointed towers plunging upward into the blue.
His eyes made out the shadowy outlines of a palatial chateau. It was set on a high bluff, and three sides of its cliffs dived down to where the sea licked greedy lips in the shadows.
Pause right here. TDQ number 2. Go ahead and let's look at it. Why is Bransford's dismissal of the superstitions surrounding Shipwreck Island ironic? When Whitney's talking about these superstitions, Cam, he just kind of like laughs them off. No big deal. Whatever. I'm more concerned with honey. Why is that ironic? Answer this question. You have a minute. Go ahead. Track, take us out. This is the time where it's okay to make those mistakes. And we'll correct them. That's one right over hand. Push yourself in your thinking. Try the next one. You better not have on your page, it's ironic because, or his dismissal. Don't try to cover that. His name is Ransford and he's the protagonist. You better make sure that you're including that in your response. Ransford, comma, the protagonist, comma. His dismissal of the superstitions surrounding Shipwreck Island are ironic. Why? Track Destiny Boss Fit Destiny. Awesome. Thank you for being so participatory today. Go ahead.
I said it's ironic because the superstition that Mercy Sarah went into the island, they won't come out, and now he's abandoned on the island. He has a lesser chance of coming back home.
You're really close. I want someone to try and make that more concise. You're on to something. Courage. Thank you. The Avion tracker on the side.
I think Ransford's dismissal of the superstition.
Josh, let's one distracting others. You're also distracting me. Get it together. Go ahead. The Avion.
I think Ransford's dismissal of the superstition surrounding the Shipwreck Island is ironic because if before he didn't believe it, and now it is occurring at the moment, and now he sees that it's true. Now it's not a joke to me.
Back up front. Yeah, I'm encouraged you. You almost completely had it. Go get some water now. Get rid of the cigarette. It's ironic because he blows it off and it's kind of like, whatever. This may be a bad place, but now he's there and he's on this island. He's on this island where bad things may occur. That is why it is ironic, because he is now on the island. Why?
Because he is now on the island.
I say that's when you repeat it, I guarantee you it'll help it resonate in your mind. Back in text. Bringing Mirage.
Mirage thought Ransford, but it was no Mirage. He found when he opened the tall spiked iron gate, the stone steps were real enough. The massive door with a leering
Gargoyle.
gargoyle
Everyone say it.
Gargoyle.
Good.
For a knocker was real enough, yet above it all an air of unreality. He lifted the knocker and it creaked up stiffly as if it had never been before been used. He let it fall and started him with a booming loudness. He thought he heard steps within the door remain closed. Again, Ransford lifted the heavy knockers and it fell off.
And let
Let it fall. The door opened, and then remained closed again. Ransford opened as suddenly as if it were on a spring, and Ransford stood blinking in the river of glaring old lake that poured out.
the first thing Ransford's eyes discerned was the largest man Ransford had ever seen. A gigantic creature, solidly made and black-bearded to the waist. In his hand, the man held a long-barreled revolver, and he was pointing it straight at Ransford's heart. Out of snarl of beard, two small eyes regarded Ransford. "Don't be alarmed," said Ransford with a smile, which he hoped was disarming. "I'm no robber. I fell off a yacht. My name is Sandra Ransford of New York City."
The Madison look in the eyes did not change. The revolver pointing as rigidly as if the giant were a statue. He gave no sign that he understood Ransford's words, or that he had even heard them. He was dressed in a uniform, a black uniform trimmed with a great
Astrakhan.
I am Sandra Ransford of New York City. Ransford began again. I fell off the yacht. I'm hungry.
Awesome. I thought you were going to read. I want you to mark this in your text right now. The next page. It said, "Don't be alarmed. I'm from New York City." Read here, and then down to the bottom of this next game. That's our dangerous game, and then you'll answer your exit ticket. 2 pages that you need to read. 2 pages. So if you go to the front, it's 1, 2, 3, and then right here at the bottom is where you will stop. I should hear any noises. If you're confused, you raise your hand. Got it. Everyone turn to the front of the packet. Turn 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages. Put an X at the bottom. That's where you will stop reading. I'll come to you. You have 10 minutes. Go ahead. Just read as far as you can, and I will stop you if you answer your exit ticket. Make sure your annotations have to do with his attitude towards hunting and the island. That way, when you write your exit ticket, you just look at those annotations. Yeah, yeah. You can begin your exit ticket. You have 6 minutes. Evidence can be throughout the entire text, not from what you just read, throughout the whole text.